Hello, everybody. Today I am here with Bracken. Bracken, how old are you?
I'm 30.
So, Bracken, you reached out to me recently on YouTube, my channel on YouTube, Lost in Phoenix, and you invited me here. We are in a recovery facility treatment place where you've been for the past few months, right?
95 days.
95 days, and you're going to be graduating or completing your program soon. But you reached out because you wanted to share your story, your experience, to help people out there. What is your story? What did you want to share with us?
I just wanted to share how the obstacles that I overcame, and I want to share my experience, strength, and hope with those that are still out there struggling and suffering.
Okay, and what is your addiction, or what were you addicted to?
Fentanyl and meth.
How old were you when you started using?
When I first started using, I was about 17. First thing that I picked up was Vicodin and Percocets.
And who introduced you to that?
Some friends that I knew.
Okay, and what got you here to the treatment facility? Like, why did you decide to finally go through this treatment?
I just got tired of living the lifestyle, hurting those around me, the streets. Got tired of waking up hurting, losing job after job, bouncing from place to place, hurting my kids, mostly my wife.
Were you at some point out in the streets, like a lot of the people that I interviewed, like literally living out in the streets? Was that you, or were you like functioning addict at home and living a lie?
No, I was on the streets. I started off functioning, trying to hold it down the best I could, and then finally I just couldn't hold it together no more. I started losing things little by little.
How are you making money out in the street to support your habit?
Any way possible, no matter if it was just trying to collect some cans, trying to hustle my family out of money, no matter what it was. Anything that I could do to just get my next fix, I would do it.
How's your relationship with your family today and with your children today?
It is excellent. It's definitely better than what it's ever been, especially now that I'm doing the right thing, and I'm doing the steps, and I'm doing the homework that I need to do for myself to make myself a better person.
So you mentioned that there's a tragedy last year that you experienced. What happened?
About September of last year, I went to go do my step 9, which is make amends to those, except when to do so would injure them or others. In the middle of me making my amends, one of them was to the mother of my kids. We made my amends on Thursday. We planned to go out that Sunday to have lunch. And Sunday morning, I got a call from her sister saying that she overdosed. At the time before all that happened, she was actually 3.5 years clean. So I automatically felt like I was to blame for that because of past emotions, past triggers, things that I've done to her in the past. So I felt that I was the reason why that happened. And then 2 weeks after that, that's when my sister died as well too. And I made my amends with her at that point too.
Would you say that those two tragedies in your life, in your personal life, pushed you to get treatment?
Yeah, I would say it would, but also with the strength of my wife that I'm with now and my mother-in-law. At the point in time when it first happened, I was being selfish. I was thinking of myself. I wasn't thinking about my kids, my mother-in-law, my wife, my friends around me who wanted me to do better. The mother of my kids, before she actually passed away, she told me all she wanted was for me to be the positive dad that I could be and be the good dad that she knows I can be. And that went in one ear and out the other. Like I said, I blamed myself, and I felt, why did God put me on that path to take somebody away that I'm trying to have a better life with and actually be there for after everything I've done.
How many times had you been through treatment before this time?
Twice.
Why did you relapse those 2 times?
2 other times, just basic life situations. Can't control my emotions. Stress. Stress is definitely a big one. Whenever I feel like I have too much on my plate and I can't handle it, I tend to lean towards things that I think can help numb the pain for a little bit.
And do you think the third time you'll be successful?
I definitely feel more confident this time. I have a lot more conscious contact with my higher power than I did before. I'm actually taking this a lot more serious. The last time I was in treatment, I was in a different facility. I didn't stay for the extra time that they offered me. I thought that I was good with just the 65 days that they gave me. This time I'm actually going to be here I'll be leaving at around like 5 months instead of just 2 months. I'm trying to get as much knowledge as I can, and I'm trying to do everything to the best of my ability. My willingness is through the roof this time.
So how can those out there, the people that I interviewed, or what would you tell them about how you're feeling now, that you're motivated, inspired to really be successful, to complete it, not to relapse a third time, a fourth time, really stay on the path of being sober for life, right? So what would you tell them what's the difference that you can advise them of?
The difference I would advise them of is you wouldn't have to worry about struggling more. You wouldn't have to worry about being alone. And if you're worried about just going through the withdrawals, if that's your biggest fear, that's something that I promise you it gets better within time. And if you're worried about conquering your emotions and trying to get down to the person you really want to be, within due time you will become a better person. There's nobody out there who can't change their life for the better. Nobody is just a regular mess up. They're not a loser. They're not always going to be down in the dumps. You can always overcome anything in life as long as you just have the willingness and you put your mind to it.
So after you graduate or complete the program very soon, June you said?
Yes, June 25th.
So what are your plans afterwards? What are you trying to do? What dreams do you have? What goals have you set for yourself?
So I'm going to be going to sober living. I definitely feel like that's going to be much needed, but I also want to get my peer support. I want to be able to help people and help them overcome their addiction, mainly young adults around the teen areas, 18, 19. One of my main goals that I have is I want to open up like a teenage rehab halfway house, but also like a core place so it helps them get the job opportunities that they need to have. I know that's going to take some time, but if we're talking short term, it's definitely going to be peer support and be some type of mentor and be able to come around places like this and also go out there and let addicts know, you're not alone, and help them the best that I can to my ability.
Yeah, that's paying it forward, right? That's helping the people that you understand the best, right? Because that was you recently out in the street, right? And no support, nobody there to have your back and to give you mentorship, a positive role model that you can look up to and be motivated by to do better in life, right? So maybe that's your way of giving back to society, right? Maybe that's your way to giving back and saying, if I can do it, you can do it as well, and let me show you how. So that'd be a great way to do it, because when I'm out there on the streets, I don't really see a whole lot of people going back, I think people tend to stay away from that because they'll be tempted, or they just want to stay away from that lifestyle that they experienced, right? But if you have the courage to go back and give a little bit of your time, a little bit of effort, I could support that. Maybe me and you will be working in the future, right?
Yeah.
To put our effort together to help all the Brackens that are out there, right? So you happen to be 30, but there's kids out there that are 13, 14, 15, 16 right now, right? So how are we going to help those younger people, prevent them from trying this in the first place? But the ones that are out there using right now, like literally they're out there in the streets right now, how are we helping them to make sure that they conquer this addiction and live a wholesome long life, right? Because you know the dangers of that. Those are dangerous drugs, right? Fentanyl is very powerful, right?
Yes.
And so, you know, everybody's talking about overdoses, and it just takes over your life, and you're making money to smoke pill after pill after pill, and it's kind of scary, right?
Yeah.
So you've lived life a little bit, but what about these little kids, 13, 14, 15, right? And so we definitely need to do something about that. So I'm glad you're thinking about that, okay? I encourage you to stay with that goal because the need is out there, okay? Any other, anything else you'd like to mention while I'm here? Anything you'd like to tell these folks about your experience, or any advice for those young people we were talking about? How about not trying it at all, right? When they're you were 17, you know, don't you wish you had a do-over and be like, you know what, friend, never mind, I'm not gonna try that stuff, because if you knew then what you know now, you definitely would have tried it, right?
Yes. I feel like if I went through some of the abuse that I went through, like watching things going on between my parents, domestic violence and stuff like that, and always being told, you know, as a young man, you don't want to show your emotions, that big boys don't cry. I don't believe in that no more. I believe that it takes a real man to cry. I believe that it takes a real man to express his emotions and his feelings more freely than it does for a man to just bottle up. Because once you bottle it up and you let loose, there's no telling what you can do. There's no telling who you're gonna hurt, or what you're gonna break, or what are the consequences gonna be. So if I was to give them any type of advice, it would be reach out to somebody that you feel you're comfortable with, no matter if it's a friend, a family member, somebody at school, even somebody that you just look up to in general. If you feel like you need to talk to a counselor, get a counselor, because bottling up emotions is probably one of the scariest things you can do as a young kid, because it's definitely fearful, and it can lead you in the wrong path for sure.
That's really good advice, you know, because definitely a lot of youngsters out there don't have the perfect setting, a mom and a dad, and, you know, silver spoon in their mouths. Some of us are born on the wrong tracks, right? Wrong side of town, and you know, we experience hardship and difficulties as a child, and so we try to, you know, toughen up, right? And we try to look for outlets, right? We try to look for friends, you know, gangs or drugs to hide and mask the feeling, right? The pain. And so, so how do we let those youngsters know that it's okay to cry, it's okay to reach out, it's okay to show emotion, because if not, it's gonna be a rough, you know, a rough growing up, right? So great point. I agree with you 100%. And I look forward to seeing your growth in June 25th. You know, when you finish this treatment, what is your plan? I'll reach out to you. We'll talk. We'll stay in contact. Can people reach out to you if they have any words of encouragement for you, or if they want if they have questions for you, support? Are you willing to share now, or should they wait?
Of course, I'm willing to help anybody that needs help, even if it is just giving me words of encouragement, or if you're trying to reach out and understand what it's like a little bit more in treatment and what needs to be done and what's expected of you. I'm willing to answer any questions. If it can help you brighten your day a little bit more, or if it can help you take that one step closer into treatment, I'm willing to do it.
How can they reach out to you and talk to you?
You can reach out on my Facebook. My name's Bracken Pina. That's definitely the way to reach out. I'm always on there. And if you have a hard time doing that, I can't remember my YouTube channel.
No worries. Bracken Pina. So Bracken, Bracken.
Yes.
Well, how do you spell your last name?
Pina, P-I-N-A, like pineapple.
Pina, Pina is your last name. They'll find you on there. They'll reach out to you on there, and then once you find out your YouTube and all that good stuff, that's how you start helping people. Okay, you took your first step is contacting me. Thousands of people are gonna watch this, and they're gonna be encouraged by your words, your positivity, and they're gonna help you get through this. But also, you're gonna help a lot of people out there get through their difficulties that they're having, right? That you fully understand really well. So I want to thank you for inviting me here. Thank you for talking and sharing your story. It's not easy, right? But you're obviously on the road to recovery, because it takes a real man to open up to a total stranger, to the world actually, right? And share, you know, intimate details about their life. So I commend you. I give you a lot of props. You're awesome, and I can't wait to see your growth. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Bracken.
Thank you.